Friday. We're a little bit less than 48 hours from game day. Week 15 Commanders preview. They travel to the Big Easy, the Crescent City, the Superdome, as one of their homegrown players will make his return to where it all got started, as he will make his debut after being traded to the Commanders. You guys already know who, and you guys know the duo breaking down the Commanders better than anybody on YouTube. It's the Flex Zone Podcast. Make sure you guys stack that subscribe button, give it a full palm, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, both those at the Commanders Week 15 preview. Coming down the home stretch with Commanders looking for their 9th win of the season. Commanderlorain standing by. Let's get to it. Week 15. Don't adjust your TV screens or streaming devices. Another Washington Commanders preview. And Crevonte, Friday Night Lights. We're talking about it on a Friday night. Did you ever think you'd be talking about the Commanders going for a potential 9th win on a Friday night here on the Flex Zone?
No, especially, not this late in the season. This is different. We're talking about a legit playoff push. So it's exciting.
You guys know the vibes. God's favorite host and the one and only number one of the Commanders, the Commanderlorain himself, Crevonte, baby.
Those haters can't stand us. Left hand Commanders.
Jam. Oh, jam. Well, now that's goofy. Stupid. Just stupid.
How you feeling, Crevonte? Week 15. We had an off week, a bye week, a stress-free week. But we love our football. We're happy it's back. And the season is quickly passing us by.
Man, I'd say week 15. That's the unfortunate part, is that it's almost over. It's gone by so fast. Pretty much a blink of an eye. But for the first time in a long time, we're talking about the Commanders playing some meaningful football. And this is what, mid-December, pretty much. This feels good. Like I said, definitely feels good.
How do you feel about going to New Orleans, a dome in December, so you get to have your full complement, no excuses of weather, it's not cold, you ain't got to worry about guys walking off the field because they don't feel like playing Crevonte. I know you love to see that. In the Superdome, ideal conditions, a historic venue, and Jaden Daniels returning back to where he played at LSU. Don't forget that as well. Remember, he transferred from Arizona State. And another person, which we'll get to once we get to the injury report, returning to face their former team. But you got to love those dome games because you get to see the full complement of your team, no weather interference.
Oh, listen, this is where you're going to see, this is the best football that should be played in a dome because, like you said, there's no interference of any kind, no Mother Nature interfering. It's a controlled environment. So with this, we should see some efficient football. This is a place where Jaden Daniels not started his career, but second chapter of his collegiate career. So it's going to be good to see him there. And hopefully we can see a good showing offensively and defensively, because they say using the dome, teams get a little faster offensively and defensively. So it's going to be I think it's going to be exciting to see how the Commanders' offense is going to look.
Well, Crevonte, we are a little bit over a week away from old Santa Claus bringing you another bottle of Crown Royal and maybe some Jack Daniels, by the way, since we got Jaden Daniels. But I think Christmas came early for you this week, Crevonte, because the man that you wanted from the Ohio State, the school you love, the school you support, making their way to the playoffs, by the way, next week. We'll talk about that next week, probably. Marshawn Lattimore will make his debut with the Washington Commanders on Sunday afternoon, 1 p.m. in the Superdome against his former team, the New Orleans Saints. Crevonte, I think it's only right that we make some noise. The day has finally come, Crevonte. You don't got to pinch yourself. You're not dreaming anymore. He's finally showing up. What's going on, Hendo? Appreciate you traveling and watch a little Commanders content.
Yeah.
How you
Go
feeling,
hey,
Crevonte?
bye,
Your
what
boy
was
will
that?
be back. Ravens like, he's saying that we're going to be in the Super Bowl. Y'all are traveling to the Superdome because the Super Bowl is in New Orleans. So yeah, that's what.
Got it. I see.
Yeah.
I see.
Appreciate that. Everybody show some love to the Rogue Pod. Show them some love. Go ahead, subscribe. Great Ravens content. Hendo, the good folks over there. Appreciate you for watching this, man. But Marshawn Lattimore, man, he's a all-pro corner. I still think top 5 when healthy. You get him to shut down the side of the field. Obviously, the Saints don't have number one receivers, but when you make it to the playoffs, most of the good teams in the NFL now have a plethora of weapons, and having a guy that can shut some of them down is important. And I think he's rested too, Crevonte. That bye week definitely came at the right time for him.
I think having a bye week this late does really help a team leading into the playoffs for that final playoff push. Some key guys getting healthy, getting some much needed rest is good. Lattimore came to us, with this hamstring issue injury, and Adam Peters and Dan Quinn played this very safe, very, very, very safe. Because we do not need a repeat of his injury woes. But I think he's about ready, and it's only fitting that he's playing against his his former team. So that's gonna be fun. He's gonna be going out there looking something to prove. It's always good to stick it to the team that you've previously played for. So I think it's gonna be good to see. Now, I'm not looking for him to be Superman, play one, even quarter one. He still has to get back to playing regular game speed. You know what I'm saying? And it's a playoff push, so it may be a little bit faster. So he got a chance to work on some things. And also, there's no number one guys in New Orleans, so I think this would be some good dare I say practice with getting right when he does have to play, a CeeDee Lamb or AJ Brown, which was coming pretty soon, London Drake after this game. So hopefully he gets some bearings under him.
Before we get to the rest of the injuries, I'm going to bring up the injuries because I do have it queued up. But Crevonte, we'd like to talk about the head-to-head matchups between the teams. I do want to touch on that real quick. This is actually going to be, let me get the right number. So that's 27. 28th meeting all time, Crevonte. Had to do a little flex zone math. Last meeting in 2021, the then Washington football team lost to the Saints 33-22. I believe was that Drew Brees' last season, or maybe he just retired. But that is the season series. Washington leads 17-11, outscored them 681-590. So these teams aren't strangers to each other, by the way, either.
No, not at all. And I love the history lessons that you give on a weekly basis for this team. It's just, something food for thought, and it gives the people something to think about. Like, dang, we really don't. And it was like, oh, we really don't play this team often. Oh, we do play this team pretty often. Oh, we do see them like, at least every other year, something like that.
Let's get to the injury report, Crevonte. I was thinking about it earlier, and I was thinking of how I was going to phrase this, but it's football, man. The injury gods giveth, and the injury gods taketh away, because you gain Marshawn Lattimore, but then one of Jaden Daniels' favorite receivers, Noah
Mhm.
Brown, has a kidney injury that I'm hearing, and you can probably correct me if I'm wrong. You may know better than me. Out for the season potentially. That's how
Yep.
severe it could be. We see Jamison Crowder possibly on his way back. Another weapon for young Jaden Daniels. We've been waiting for him all season.
Mhm.
What do you think about looking at this injury report, Crevonte? I'll let you cook.
Um. So Noah Brown hurts. That one really hurts because we've already had some inconsistent play from our wide receivers, not named Terry McLaurin. So that one hurts. Jameson Crowder. I'm excited for him that he's fully practicing because he will play special teams. Um, we need a sure-handed guy who knows what he's doing back there. Um, I know that don't say Gonzalez. Come on, bro. And not his foot being the injury. This is too much. I this is too much, man. Um, let's go down. Zach Ertz. I know that's really rest. Dante Fowler. hopefully he can come back. Yes, kidney injury. So it's actually it's his ribs, but I guess it went a little deeper than it was supposed to. Now they talking about kidneys. So it was a rib first, then it became a little bit more severe. Now they're calling it a kidney injury. Dante Fowler, I would love him to come back, to get back on the stat sheet like he was earlier this year. Let me see. Of course, Marshawn Lattimore, he's playing. That's beautiful. And that's about it. I know Quan Martin was on there on the injury report, but I think he'll play. But yeah, Noah Brown definitely hurts because, like I said, there hasn't been any real consistency at the wide receiver position outside of Terry McLaurin. But we gonna see what we can do, man. Hopefully, Marshawn Lattimore could get us a couple more possessions. That is.
And Cravante, it is a little bit less of an injury report as far as length as previous weeks. So maybe getting more healthy week 15, week 16, week 17. You got about a month to the playoffs. So getting slowly but surely healthier, because we know no team's going to be 100% healthy in today's NFL, but
Right. Of
as
course not.
healthy as you can be.
Right. And them adding just the other week, that's adding another week's worth of injuries. So, nobody's gonna be completely healthy. You want your core to, remain healthy if you can.
I agree, Cravante. I agree. We know, real quick, you love to dress like the pros, Cavante, because you are a pro in your own right yourself, especially here on this platform. And you know when Miss Hayes lays out your clothes early Sunday morning, you like to dress like the pros. Going down to New Orleans, we're rocking the white jerseys, Cravante, with the burgundy pants. I got a picture for you with Jaden Daniels. What do you think about the combo? We got to get your input on the threads for the week.
Oh man, listen. Being a fan of this team as long as I have been, the colors have never been one of my favorites. I'll say that. But this rebrand, they did their thing. They absolutely did their thing with the rebrand and the colors of this uniform and this organization. I love it. I haven't seen a combination that I don't like. Let me say that. The black on black is my favorite. But I haven't seen a combination that I don't like. So I like it. So which probably also means that they're gonna be on black. New Orleans probably gonna be black on black,
Yeah,
probably.
yeah. And can't forget the burgundy socks, Cavante.
Oh, I ain't even peep. I ain't even peep that.
Can't forget the burgundy socks. Gotta send those for you. Get those for the Christmas. Let's put those in your stocking.
Send free stuff.
Let's
But
get
no,
the
this looks really, really, really good. Like the team, look good, play good, feel good. I think a brother Deion Sanders said something like that, and they'll pay good. I think that was the other
Yes, sir.
part, but they are playing better and they look better, not just because the feel of it is better. So, they definitely look better for sure, and them playing better ×2.
Let's get to your keys, Crevonte. Going into, regardless of the Saints record, they usually have a pretty hostile fan base. They show up, so it might be loud there. But the Commanders fans, shout out to you guys. You guys travel very well also, so I'm sure it will be a DC meets New Orleans takeover, if you know what I mean. More of the after the game festivities and probably leading up to the game if you're out in the wonderful city of New Orleans. A lot of fun to get into. But what are your keys, Crevonte, looking at this game in the dome at New Orleans?
All right, so interesting. So you said something very key about the injury report. Um, I did not see anybody on the offensive line. I don't recall seeing anybody on offensive line, which is great. You know how I like to talk about my keys, the important things of the game, inside out. So have the offensive line. Offensive line being healthy, 2 thumbs all the way up. That means I feel good about Jaden Daniels' safety, and I feel good about Brian Robinson in the running game. Guys are finally healthy. I'm hoping we can stay this way, for the rest of the year. So offensive line, number 1, health. Health. Now, Brian Robinson also tie into the offensive line. When the offensive line is healthy and Brian Robinson is starting, we look like bullies. And it is what it is. I like the physicality that Brian Robinson brings with this team, to this team. His health is also important as well. Wide receivers, Terry McLaurin, Scary Terry. We're looking for KJ Osborne, Byron. Luke McCaffrey. Some guys are going to have to step up because Noah Brown is out. So this is your chance for guys to shine. Marshawn Lattimore is on the outside. It's not really much. This team has been decimated with injuries. If you can happen to pull up the injury report for the Saints, that's probably extensive. So offensively, jump on them early. Play from ahead. Play with the lead, play from ahead the entire time. You get the ball, you score. That's what we want to see. How we played against the Titans, that's what we want to see. 5, 6 touchdowns. This game shouldn't be close. Being honest with you, the game should not be close. Jaden Daniels, I think he's finally feeling better post-rib injury. Just need the accuracy and him being dynamic. Just be the same Jaden Daniels he's been. Everybody looks pretty healthy outside of Noah Brown, which is good. This is good offensively. We flip-flop to defensive line. Injuries. The Saints don't have don't have their number 1 guy. Don't have Derek Carr, no Chris Olave, but they do got Kamara. This team is going to live and die with Kamara, whether Derek Carr is playing or not. Defensive line, do not let Kamara get off. This is defensive line and a linebacker thing. Do not let Alvin Kamara get off. he could turn this game into something that it doesn't have to be a close one. It does not have to be a close one. It should not be a close one. Now he's coming back from injury too, so I'm not sure if he's 100%. This team is decimated with injuries. Linebacking core, defensive line, go get Alvin Kamara and win y'all. And then when we're finally up by multiple scores, then go get, what's the quarterback's name?
It is Jake. Hold on. Jake something. Jake something. What is his name?
Starts with an H.
Jake Haynes. Hold on. This might help. Yeah, I think it's Haynes. Haynes. We'll get it in 1 second because I really forgot that fast.
Anyway, you shut down Alvin Kamara. You make them one-dimensional. Then you go get Jake. That's the name of the game. For the secondary, Marshawn Lattimore, being healthy and getting a feel for the game, getting up to game speed.
Jake Hayner.
Pin your ears back and go get him. After you stop Alvin Kamara, we're up a couple scores. Make them one-dimensional. And Marshawn Lattimore getting acclimated to game speed. That's what we need in the secondary. Along with Quan Martin and them. And my man Mikey in the secondary. There's no reason this team should not put up a lot of points. This team don't really have many dogs on the defensive side of the ball. We should be able to move the ball. We absolutely should be able to move the ball. And defensively, they shouldn't be able to move the ball much outside of Alvin Kamara. Load of the box, do what we got to do. So keeping Alvin Kamara bottled up on the defensive side of the ball. Pressure on the young quarterback. Offensively, run the ball. Second, Jaden Daniels being dynamic. So it's my specific keys offensively and defensively. But this game, I think the spread is 7.5. We should win by a couple scores for sure. And we should look good doing it on this in the dome field, in the dome. And also, maybe we'll have a dome pretty soon, is what I'm hearing.
Okay. 7.5. You think that's a fair spread? Over under 43.5, Crevonte.
Yeah, a touchdown. A touchdown is fair. That's a fair number. Saints, like I said, the Saints, I don't see them scoring many points. Or putting up much of a fight, really. So a touchdown plus the hook. Sounds about right.
Are you going with the Commanders in this game? I know you picked the Titans a few weeks back. Mm-hmm. Are you riding back with your squad? You're saddling up the horse, getting back on the horse?
Yep, gassing up the pacer. We doing this. I'm riding out the rest of the year. The only game that I probably wouldn't pick them, depending on how the Eagles play, will probably be the Eagles. But even then, I feel like the Commanders could beat them too. But we'll see. I'm gas up the pace of Byron.
I mean, with all the goofiness in the Eagles locker room, it may not even be what's on the field that dooms them, Crevonte. You never know. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Real quick, Crevonte, before we get out of here, last 4 games of the season: Saints, Eagles, Falcons, Cowboys. We did see last night the Rams. Shout out to hear these thoughts. They won. The NFC last wildcard playoff picture, it's going to be a tight race, Crevonte. It's probably going to come down to the last week of the season.
The Rams. They did work. They did what you're supposed to do when a team's ahead of you and it's their bye week. You win and you win again because they won last night too. So they got 2 wins before we even play. You know what I'm saying? So if we mess around and lose this game for whatever reason, the Rams will have the 7th spot. So these are all must wins. And the Rams are coming, man. They look really scary.
Yes, they do. Like I said, still got the Eagles, got the Falcons, who will be playing for their playoff lives, and never an easy game with the Cowboys, no matter the records. We always say, throw out the records when division teams play, especially Cowboys and the Commanders. Crevonte, I think that's pretty much all we got for this preview. I don't know if we're here for a good time. How long?
I, you know, it's so stress free coming off the bye week. And when you go into the bye week, well, you come out the bye week injury free for the most part. It's not that much to talk about. You know what I'm saying? This is not a top tier opponent. We should be in and out. Go down and get some good food after the game, and then come on back, man. Let's get it, man. Let's do this.
Stretch run, Crevonte. We got a bit of a scheduling issue, Crevonte. We kind of avoided it for the past couple of weeks, jokingly. The Ravens and Commanders kind of were avoiding each other, had the same bye. Now they're both back and both play at 1 p.m. on Sunday.
Oh boy.
Commanders and Saints, Ravens and Giants. Check out the preview on that. We may be live with a pregame. We'll be live for the postgame, but I don't know, Rod, you can confirm this in the chat. Are we going to do Commanders right after, then Ravens? So that's probably what we'll be looking at, Crevonte, right after the game. Initial reactions, thoughts, recap, and then we'll probably view the Ravens after.
So is Roger going to the game?
No, it's in New York. I don't think he's going, but I think tickets are as low as like $30, Rod, by the way. Get there in 3 hours, Crevonte. You can get there in 3 hours.
Yeah. I mean, I guess we could do the Commanders first. I can't imagine either one is really long, because if it goes how I think it should go, neither of our post games should be extensive. But the NFL is the NFL, so we'll see. But I mean, I guess we could jump on the Commanders, immediately afterwards, and then the Ravens.
Yes, make sure you guys hit that bell. You'll know when we're live for all of these post-game shows, pre-game shows, post-games. And Miss Hayes is a Saints fan. How's that going this week, Crevonte? I didn't even think about that. How's that going this week? Everything okay?
It's all right. She's she could tap out. If the Saints aren't doing well, she'll tap out and be like, ugh, okay. So it's not like, we're gonna beat y'all. If both of us were really good right now, it probably would be something. But she's like, man, y'all got it.
Shout out to Miss Hayes. Well, Crevonte, any final words, final thoughts on this game, the stretch run, the NFL season as a whole? Anything you're looking forward to week 15? I know we got a couple big games if you want to touch on those real quick before we get out of here, but that's pretty much all I got.
What's on tap?
We got the Bills in Detroit. That's a big game this week. We got the Colts and the Broncos, playoffs implications. The Packers go to the Seahawks. I'm just throwing games off the top of my head, but a lot of playoff implications in the next few weeks.
I got two. I have obviously the Lions and the Bills, but the Battle of Pennsylvania, I think it's going to be interesting. They got the Eagles 5.5. Don't know why.
But you always say, man, when he's the underdog, Tom?
When he's damn near undefeated. And he don't just be covering, they be winning. They be winning outright. So the Eagles 5.5, and also 5.5 is no man's land. No man's land, pretty much. So I don't think the Eagles are going to cover that at all, let alone I'm not sure they're going to win. But Mike Tomlin is a dangerous man when he's the underdog.
And the Steelers have not beaten the Eagles in Philly since 1965, Crevonte.
Really?
I was holding on to that for Sunday, kind of seeing how it was going to play out. But hearing that and knowing how I call the Steelers the cockroaches, maybe they could, wouldn't help the Ravens out, but they might help you out and beat the Eagles, and then that could help you with the Commanders. Still got one more game left. Just thinking, just throwing it out there.
Yeah. I mean,
every time they throw those stats out there, I don't like it. That means they're probably going to do the opposite.
Exactly, especially dealing with the Steelers. Especially dealing with the Steelers.
Russell Wilson, 300 yards, 3 touchdowns.
Right. And George Pickens averaging 3 jabs and 2 touchdowns.
Yes, he will be back, I'm sure.
but that Bills Lions game is going to be fun. It should be the night game, but I'll take the Packers Seahawks for that.
Well, Crevonte, we'll do it on Sunday, man. Commanders and Saints. Meaningful football in December. Love to see it.
Love to see it. Absolutely. Keep on going. Go Commanders. Do your thing. And we'll be getting ready for the Eagles after this.
Currently still a 1 p.m. game, by the way.
Who's that?
That is still a 1 p.m. game. Remember, Crevonte, we'll talk more about it this week, obviously. Next week, we have the Saturday game because teams play on Christmas. So it'll be Saturday and Sunday. We'll also have college football playoff, NFL. It's going to be a crazy weekend next weekend. I'm just thinking about it out loud. So I don't know how the hell we're going to get through it. But we're going to get through it. A lot going on next weekend. Just thought about it all at the same time. So
listen, it's a good problem to have. It's a good problem to have.
Yeah.
Content.
Yeah, so we got the Eagles and Commanders next week, so that will be a fun preview and post game as always for that Crevonte. But I gave you the final word, man. Let the people know how to keep up with us and what we got on the channel.
Stay tuned. We have Commander previews, we have Raven previews, we have Ravens post game, we have Commanders post game. Of course, we have the flagship podcast for Monday evenings. Check us out. Like, subscribe, comment, and hit that bell to be notified when all this great content comes out. If you like SmackDown, you like wrestling, WWE, this is the place to be. You know what I'm saying? And Raj, Byron, and them, they do a great job with the live streams and getting people involved, being engaged with the people. That's what we're about, Byron. Being engaged with the people. We like it. We love it. And we're here to give you sports how you want it when you need it.
Couldn't have said it better myself, man. You guys are spending Friday nights with us, so you could be doing anything else. And you're watching us talk about the Commanders and the Saints and the other things we're talking about, spitballing on YouTube. So, for Crevonte, the voice of reason, captain of the group ship, Las Vegas, signing off. My camera's getting hot. Can't see me. That means I've been doing it too long. So I'm getting out of here. Crevonte, always a pleasure, brother. We'll do it again on Sunday, hopefully, with a happy recap talking about the Commanders' victory, getting to win number 9, possibly on the door of double digits.
Indeed. Let's do this.
For Crevonte, Las Vegas signing off. Thank you guys for watching in the chat. Thank you for watching us earlier. We'll be live tomorrow. Saturday night's main event. Got more content I'm working on. Commanders post game, Ravens post game, maybe a Ravens pregame show Sunday afternoon before the game starts. So we'll give it to you. Only place giving you sports how you want it, Crevonte.
When you need it.
Have a good night. Good night, everybody. Stay safe. Thank you guys for watching us. We'll see you tomorrow for Saturday night's main event. We got previews on the channel. We got live streams. And of course, the flagship podcast back on Mondays with my good brother here, Crevonte, Raj, and Dre. We'll see you this weekend for more content. Have a good night, everybody. Happy Friday. You made it through another Flex Zone week. Have a good one, everybody.